Got Mike going on his way here. Come down to get a couple eye cut. Me and Kenny are just sending him back and forth. He'll go get a drag from Kenny, then he'll come get a drag from me. These trees here he had a little trouble with just because of where they were cut. Some bigger brush. Here's an old stump, big stump from the first time these trees were cut. But Mike had some trouble here with this old stump they'd cut into. I'm presuming the tree, just by looking, I'm guessing the tree wanted to fall back that direction, and they cut that stump to kind of help it fall or not make a mess of the tree come back on them, so on and so forth, whatever. So Mike had a little trouble with these, which there's some of these times the drags can be kind of tricky depending on where they're at, and it's just something you got to learn over time. So he'll go get a drag for Kenny, and he'll come back and get a couple for me. We're right here, getting close to the imaginary property line because there's no fence. We just got an idea of where it is, and then we're trying to stay back clear of it. There's a good tree right across there. Oh, look at that. It's drainage water coming from out of the field, out of their drain tile. Yeah, that's a good tree right there. It might be a little tricky to get. Might need some hip boots. Get across the creek here. Definitely don't want to leave it. Say there's some good trees on this creek. There's another pretty good one up here. Talk about a good place to catch a mink. Yeah, right there's where that drain tile comes out of the field. All that water comes down through here. There's some good trees out there. I see a couple dandies there now. We're going to go over there here in just a minute if we can find a place to cross. First, we want to get up here and get a few more on the ground. That way Mikey's got something to do when he comes back. Ouch. Pretty good tree here that was cut. An old hickory's what that was. Some stumps here. There's a little tree there. We might leave him for seed. There's a couple of those tall guys right here. There's an old top here. Good tree there. Good tree. Another decent one. Let's see if we can get a couple of these on the ground. It's a good one right here. That is a good one. The line is just about 20 feet over here, which the neighboring property is his family property. So, I mean, we've been told that. We've been told if there was a mistake made, it's not a big deal, but we're doing our best not to make a mistake. The landowner and myself are both using the same app to judge the property line, and I believe the family's been informed of that, the aunt that owns this property over here. So there's no, everybody's on the same page, but there are some pretty good trees over here. I'm already seeing there's a pair of them right out there that are big trees. There's another big rough tree right over there. See one growing there. See a couple more tall ones out here. So a lot of timber down this little branch here. But this is a really good tree here. Got a couple more right on up here. There's another one you can see right there. We'll get him cut in a minute. There's more down through here than we thought there was. We just kind of drove along the edge of the field and didn't really eyeball it too hard, but I wanted to come down here and cut today and get these done up this little finger here, and there's several more than we thought there'd be. That is a good tree. should be relatively easy to cut in the fall. We're going to place it right out here in this open area. We'll trim up this limb here, that way we can get in there and work a little better, a little safer, but doesn't look like there's really any tops or debris to worry about on the top of this tree. The only thing we'd have to worry about is this little limb here coming off, but I don't think that'll be too bad. Let's bring this guy down. Just where we wanted it. Right there in that open spot. This limb did break off, like I thought. No immediate danger if you get back from the tree, which when I cut them, I like to get back and start looking up, because I'm usually not worried about the tree itself. It's what's in the canopy with the tree. From my experience, that's where a lot of accidents and injuries come from. But quite a piece of wood there. Quite a piece of wood. That's probably the best tree I've cut on the job. Good tree. We'll get it worked up and work our way into these next few. Pretty good timber. Mikey's got a couple here. Got one good one. One of those I hung up there in that hedge. He had to pull it down for me. Don't get stuck. Ooh, that ground's pumping. Maybe he's out of the clear. He can't hear me. He needs to drop his load. Hold on. Mike! Mike! Drop your load. There he goes. Hated to have to yell into the camera for you guys, but we sure don't want him getting stuck. There he goes. Back up and dragging. Good looking logs. When he comes back, I'll have him get that pair there. I've got a few more pairs down here he needs to grab, and I got about 4 more out here to cut. Alright. Not a bad day of dragging logs. We didn't get everything out we wanted to before it started getting greasy. Got to remember Mikey's a little slow on that skidder, and which he's learning, you know, but on deals like this, you gotta kind of pick up the pace when you can. Kenny and I actually drug the last few of the day, and we could probably still drag a few out, but it's getting pretty greasy, and we don't want to make any more of a mess than we have to. So that just means I gotta clean more up. Now we're just getting the deck laid out here, and I'll put the bucket on, and I'll go through and scoop up all the trimmings, get them out of the field. I think we'll put these right here, then we'll start another row. Definitely cut some of the better trees today between where Kenny was cutting and where I was cutting. We're actually going to sell these logs tomorrow. This little set here. We're going to break this down, this job, into different sets. Like this bunch of logs here, it'll be all what's out of this draw you see over here. Everything you see there is where these logs come from. Of course, this place runs about a mile to the north, so we'll keep everything else separate as well out of the next draws. Should be a pretty good set of logs with the average. Today's trees really helped out a lot. Like I said, definitely the better trees. Kenny and I both cut today. I I didn't know what kind of trees Kenny was cutting until I met up with him and got out here on the deck, because we were in separate places on the farm here. But yeah, definitely got some good wood cut today. That should really help the average on the pile. You guys that follow our page or channel regularly know we're all about presentation of our logs. So we went through and trimmed them up real good, like we usually do. We're getting them laid out, all the big ends facing one direction. A lot of our log sales is not because I don't know how to word this. We do a good job of presentation. I'll brag on us for that. But a lot of it is, in doing so, with taking the extra time to lay our logs out and trim them up and keep them clean, easily accessible for trucks, we demand a little more money. You know, the different buyers we work with enjoy buying our logs because they know when we have a set of logs ready and out, you know, they can come right in and get them. We'll ensure that we'll do everything we can to where they can be trucked out immediately. But in turn, we do demand a little more for our logs just because we like to put the extra time and effort for it. And that all trickles down. You know, we can give our landowners and our clients more for logs because we know we're going to get more for them. And it is extra work, it sure is. And some people say that extra work isn't worth it, but we enjoy taking pride in our work to ensure a good layout. It's always nice to have different companies want to compete for your logs as well. Now here we're just getting the end trimmings out of the field. We don't want to leave any of this stuff out here. We're just floating the bucket. That way we're sure not to miss anything. That way we don't dig down too. We'll just push this stuff up over here. Rough old go going against these corn rows. Pass here. We got another little pile over here, but yeah, where we decked the logs and bucked them to lengths. Clean, nothing out here. Looks good. All tracked in. I like to leave things looking just absolutely as good as we can. Speaking of that, I see a piece here I missed. I see a couple pieces I missed. They're hiding. Nice and clean. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.